Class.
All right, we back at it like jackrabbits. Welcome to the world class. I am Noble Miguel Mario Tunica Bay, Moorish American Muslim, consecrated and appointed missionary to Moorish Science Temple of America. So the nuclear physicist actually did a response. So we're gonna do a review of his response on my brother's channel. I think his name is I think you enunciated Chishas butchering it. Link will be in the description to this full show. That said, man, let's get into it.
To catfish me, bro.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way. Like, he can't be real. Yeah, no, I'm like actually a real person. It's crazy.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. How have you been? How's it been everything with basics and training and stuff?
So I went to basic. A lot happened, essentially. I ended up leaving because I didn't want to do nuclear physics. While I was leaving, a lieutenant commander and 6 senior chiefs came to me and said, we want you to commission as an officer after you leave. So I ended up leaving enlistment to become a commissioned officer. So I'm in that transition now.
First of all, congratulations on your success. That's dope. You're always going to see young brothers do well. But yeah, as he stated, the last the video he had, he was talking about entering. So basically explaining what has happened since then. And he's made a career change.
So instead of doing nuclear physics, I'm going to be a surface warfare officer. And what that is those are the guys that are commanding ships. So those are like your captain of the ship, you're like all that shit. I just wanted to do something different. Nuclear physics are like interesting, they're like entertaining, but like it's not what I wanted to do.
I want to know, before we get into like the whole craziness of this chick actually looking for you,
and before we go a little further, so there's a few dudes in the manosphere saying that he was fake. That's why he said he was a real person. We got some context. I've seen some of these lives myself where they're really adamant that he was fake and he didn't know what he was talking about, and the test he was talking about was only because of COVID and this, that, and the third. So,
getting on Melanie King's YouTube channel, I want to know,
what
were your thoughts about the first experience you had on the Pineapple Show?
Oh, dude. Oh, man. That's the funniest. Okay, so I was on Discord, right? I was just vibing with my friends in call, and I had the craziest idea. I was like, one of us should go on the Pineapple Show and just like joke the around. And they're like, well, you're the only guy in this call right now that's comfortable with showing their face, because I'm an adult. So I was like, I don't really mind if my face is online. It's like, whatever, I can choose that, right?
Hey, the guy to come up with the crazy plan, you need to be the guy to do it.
Yeah.
But they were like, go ahead and do that. So I was like, you know what? We'll make a bet on it. I lost the bet. So I ended up going on, I went on the Pineapple Show.
Hold on, man. The whole thing was a bet.
Pretty much. Yeah, I have a girlfriend.
Gotcha.
I've had a girlfriend for the last 2 years. So it had nothing to do with me looking for a girl.
Okay. You've got a girl. What did she think about it?
So I left for boot camp like 3 days after the video happened. Like 3 days after I was on the Pineapple Show, I went to boot camp. So she doesn't know. I told her about it today because I figured I learned that it went viral today. So I told her about it today, and she's like, "Oh, that's funny, right?" Like she's not like, "Hoo-yah, you went on a dating show and it went viral," but she's not like she's not upset that I did it because she knows I'm not gonna cheat on her. We have that communication between us. So
got you.
Communication is key.
Like I was saying, I went on the Pineapple Show. She asked me, she was like, tell me a little bit about yourself. It's an open-ended question. So when I introduce myself, I say the 3 things first: my name, what I do for a living, and if there's anything else they want to know about me. So I got done with the first 2 parts of that, And then immediately after that, she pineappled me. So I was like, oh, okay, so I guess she doesn't want to know anything about me. That's fine.
You
And
never
then
got finished.
afterwards, she says the reason she pineappled me was that I didn't say enough about myself, which I was like, well, I didn't really get a chance to, but it was whatever. So
But it speaks to the character of somebody if they're leading with what they do, and what they do isn't selling drugs. What they do isn't committing a crime. Talking about being a nuclear physicist in the field where it actually applies. So it's like it still doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? So essentially, he's agreeing with her that he didn't get to it. I don't agree. I guess because we're older. I'm 36, so you know, he's like a puppy, like 20 something. And yeah, man, I don't. Hey, that's interesting. I think he would agree with it in principle.
But then I noticed that the live chat got upset about it, and they got upset to the point where they were attacking her instead of like being fair to the fact that, you know.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No, you can't attack somebody from the chat. Not how that works. You can't attack people over the internet unless you're doing like. I can't take it.
You know, she's a human being with her own opinions. So
Yeah.
I came back onto the Pineapple Show a second time, and I was like, chat, it's funny, but you don't have to get upset with her about it. So then I left again.
I mean, that chat was tearing her ass up.
And I didn't expect anything to come out of that, because I was just like, oh, I lost a bet. I went on the Pineapple Show, f***ed around, found out, and then that was that.
That video took off like a wildfire, man. So let's say this was, hypothetically speaking, let's say this was actually real. You meant to go on the dating app. Was that like her, as far as she goes? Was that like your type or what?
Repeat that. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
If it wasn't a joke,
right?
Would you have gone on there and like taken her seriously because you saw in her mind it was serious? You know?
I'm gonna be honest with you. That personality is not really my type. She's an attractive looking woman, sure.
That's debatable.
But ultimately, what I noticed that I really like found unattractive about her personality was simply that when I brought up what I do as my work, she tried to compete with it with what she had, with her work, which was nursing school. Which I mean, if she would have just said that in response to what I said, sure. But the issue that I had with it was that she said, "Well, he's a nuclear physicist. That's whatever, because I'm in nursing school." Yeah. It was like, you don't have to compete with me. That wasn't my intention. I was just trying to introduce myself. I wasn't trying to be combative in any kind of way. So I don't know. I just found that bit unattractive. It feels like I feel like she might have thought that I was trying to impress her with my job, which wasn't the case. Man. That's just how I introduced myself.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be it. Link will be in the description once again for this video, so you can get the full context of everything he said. Get any of the credentials that the brother in Chishas. Apologize if I'm butchering your name. More likely am. My take, man, and that was the main part that I took when I seen this. I'm like, you seen him cape for? It just depends on the perspective. I just call it caping just because it's simple to say. To defended her from the chat, even said that he got back up on there that same day to defend her. But then when it came down to it, when the hypothetical was proposed that, would you have took her serious? Again, what does he go to? The attitude. It's the same thing over and over again, no matter what type of person it is, whether it's a hood dude, whether it's a professional, whether it's a young aspiring gentleman who speaks well and got a good head on his shoulders with a girlfriend. Everybody is saying the same thing. The attitude. It's unacceptable. It doesn't really make sense. Think of how smart you are. Yeah, I'm going to compare my nursing job with a nuclear physicist. Like, what do you mean? Dumb. Doesn't even make any sense. It's stupid. That's what he had today, man. Hey, definitely put your viewpoint on it in the comments below. Definitely want to see some of my content creators do a reaction to this video. Again, link will be in the description. Subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 before this summer is over. Beginning of the fall in September. Get this thing pushing, man. Ain't the two classes on this planet ever been three. You either world class or you outclass. And the question is not which class you want to live in. The question is which class are the ones coming behind you deserve for you to die in. On your feet, on your knees. Respect the craft. Noble.
All right. I'm sorry, I got lost in a train of thought of just all that goodness I just heard.
Boom, the world class.